Alright, what's poppin', people? Welcome in. This is BigBenForNation.com back here with another video. And guys, welcome back to NFL Week 14 live reaction show. We're here every single Tuesday, even though we're doing this on Wednesday. We're here with the NFL live reaction show. I'm kind of doing it in a new way, which I do think it will save me a lot more time. So if you guys haven't already, make sure to hit that like, subscribe button, make sure to join the Discord. Link is in the description, all that fun stuff. Make sure to tune in the NFL Weekly Pick Show coming up on Wednesday. Every single Wednesday night, we pick every single NFL game. It's a lot of fun. We do it with the subscribers. It's a great time. So make sure to come join us. But then, also, we're going to be doing eventually. We're going to be getting into more of the. We're going to be getting more into the college football predictions. We'll have a pick show for that to see who everybody picks. I think we have like 5 people playing with us on that, so that's going to be a lot of fun once we get there. But yeah, appreciate all support. Make sure to hit the like and subscribe button. Join the Discord. We're not going to be here too long because I have to go train some teams. So now where I work at, so I'm trying not to be here too long, but this is the way how we're going to do it from now on, because I think this is going to be the fastest way we're going to get it done. So without further ado, hopefully you guys do enjoy. Hold up, I got to get my thing over here in the middle, because my thing's actually supposed to be over here in the middle, but yeah, hopefully you guys do enjoy this way. Hopefully it's a lot easier. Hopefully it's a lot easier for me. Hopefully it makes a lot more sense about what we're doing here. So yeah, so make sure you guys already, if you guys haven't liked, subscribe, join the Discord, make sure to go ahead and do that. Remember the NFL Weekly Pick Show, that is tonight, as followed by the analytics video on Thursday, so you guys can check that out, check those out as well. Those are going to be a lot of fun. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it here. Like I said, hit that like, subscribe button, make sure to join the Discord, very much appreciated. And without further ado, like I said, I'm not going to be here too long because I have to go here in a little bit, but I just saved enough time for me to be able to do this. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get it going. Thursday night football. Hold on, I got to put my camera over here. Alright, Thursday night football, Green Bay at Detroit. The Lions ended up winning this game. Let me guys know what you guys think about this. Like, do you guys think this is a good thing that I'm doing here? Make sure you guys go let me know in the comments below if you guys think I should continue doing this. I do plan to continue to do like this, but let me guys know in the comments below if I should continue to do this. But anyway, Thursday night football here, Packers barely edged in the losing side against Detroit here, 34-31. This was honestly a fantastic game. So what I did here is, like I said, these are both the picks from the NFL Pick Show, as well as the I got a couple statements down there. I gave up at least 3 statements for this game. So look at this game. This game is fantastic. It went back and forth. Detroit led the entire time, but both of these two teams put up a great display on Thursday night. I decided to give both teams S tiers. I thought they both played the same degree. Both defenses had a lot of good moments. Both offenses really played well in this one. So yeah, like I said, down in the bottom below, those are my kind of takeaways from each game because I watched each game. The Packers, they can be good teams, but not the elite teams. We've seen it. I think they're actually struggling against the really good, really elite teams, so that's going to be something to watch out for. Josh Jacobs had a absolutely fantastic performance. He had 3 touchdowns in this one. Jordan Love was also pretty good too. And the injuries for the Packers defense is starting to climb a little bit. Like Detroit's, the Lions defense is really starting to get banged up too. And then, so yeah, that's what I got there for the Packers. From the Lions, like I said, they're the best team in football. I don't think anyone's going to beat the Lions right now. As their players, like Tim Patrick, I think that's his name, Tim Patrick. He had like 2 touchdowns in this game. So that's what kind of says it right there. The Lions have anyone stepping up at any time. Like, it doesn't matter if like Amar St. Brown has an off night; they will have somebody else that will have a good night as well. So that's the thing about this Lions team, and that's why they can be so deadly in this one. So yeah, the Lions, they literally have anybody stepping up anytime. Their defense, even though their defense is really banged up, Detroit's defense, they just continue to find a way. Is their defense the best? Absolutely not. But their defense find ways to hold their own ground. If you guys know what I mean, they will do whatever it takes for them to win the football game, and that's just what is very successful with Detroit Lions by itself. So that was a good win there. Good win here by Detroit. Kind of maintaining that lead in the NFC North, looking pretty good. They're in a good spot right now between them and the Packers, but the Vikings are right behind their ass. So they still have to continue to win some games. Because of the Buffalo. No, not because of Buffalo. Philadelphia. Philadelphia is right behind their ass too. So, them two sitting at the same records, and them two are gonna have to. The Lions have got to start winning some games here throughout. Well, I'm not gonna say start because they've been winning games. They have to continue to win games. Here to keep the number one seed. In the AFC. But like I said, I gave both teams S tiers. I thought both teams played fantastic. We saw a lot of good moments offensively and defensively from both sides. I think it was just an even game. It was just an even game, so we're gonna get both teams in S tier. That was a pretty phenomenal Thursday night game. And like I said, make sure you guys let me know in the comments below what you guys think about this format and how we're gonna do the NFL weekly reaction shows like this. I think this is pretty good. It's pretty unique out of me. So make sure you guys go check it out. Make sure to see if I can continue to do this. I think I am, but I think because it's a lot easier for me. But at the end of the day, both teams get S tiers, and this was an absolutely phenomenal game. All right, next up we have Jacksonville taking on against Tennessee. Jacksonville won this game 10-6. This game was a dumpster fire. Okay, it was bad as it gets. Okay, listen. Normally when you get a game like this, I normally put both teams in the F tier because both teams just perform so badly. But I'm gonna give Jacksonville a C. I know I give a lot of credit to Jacksonville's defense. Like I have to give it credit where it's due because we all know Jacksonville's not really a good defensive team. So when they go out there and put on displays like what we just saw, you gotta really give this team a little bit of credit. So I think I get a C tier. The Jags did end a 9-game win road streak. I want to put that out there. That was kind of surprising how to put that out there. And then when you look at this game in general, sure, Jacksonville did not really have the best offensive performance, but they out executed the Titans down the stretch, and I think we all saw it. Like coming down to the wires, I think Jacksonville just did everything better than the Tennessee Titans, and I think that was the huge difference of the game. But overall, this game was a complete dumpster fire. I'm gonna give the Jags a C tier on this one. Like I said, majority of those are coming from their defense, and I like the way how they executed. Just like the way how they executed down the stretch against the Titans, which was very cool to see. So I'm gonna put them in the C tier. Titans, I'm giving them the D tier. The only reason why they're getting it D tier for me is because their defense. They only held Jacksonville to 10 points, but when you look at the Jacksonville Titans, like I said on here, they were not able to take advantage of the red zone trips. How many times was the Tennessee Titans in the red zone? I believe they were in there like 3 times, and they have to set over 2 field goals. Like that's pretty bad. You know, you're not good. Normally, yes. Okay, so let's be honest here. You did play a bad team, the Jacksonville Jaguars, right? You played against a bad team, but you still can capitalize off of it. If you do that against a good team, you're automatically losing or taking a snap pounding. Like I said, and they're below. The defense forced 2 turnovers, and the offense didn't convert the turnovers. So the Titans actually did a pretty good job of not turning over the football too offensively, which has been something that they normally do because the Titans turn over the football a lot in this game. But they were able to control the football for the majority of the game. So when we look at this, you would say, "Oh my God, how did the Titans lose?" Well, the Titans lose because the Jacksonville executed you in the fourth quarter. I mean, that's just basically all it was. And I think without this game, I think everybody could say whoever scored the first touchdown first was going to win the ball game. So yeah, there you go. Jacksonville C, Tennessee D. Pretty disappointing performance overall from both of these two squads, but defensive war here, get Jacksonville C, a D, and a 10-6 final score. Like I said, normally I would give both teams here an F, but as soon as I'm kind of praising Jacksonville a little bit, I would give them a C. But overall, this game was kind of ugly. All right, next we got the Jets taking on against the Miami Dolphins. The Dolphins ended up winning this game in overtime, 32-26. This game kind of was kind of in and out. You know, this game could have went either way. It just kind of felt like it. I decided to get both teams B's here. We saw a lot of good moments from these two teams offensively and defensively. So I can't really blame anything here from this game. I thought this game looked like 2 decent football teams going at it. If I'll be completely honest, it looked like that for the most part. So I think it's fair to say that both teams get a B tier for this one. So first of all, let's take a look at losing this game. The Jets. The Jets. They always remain competitive in games. Like, that's the thing about the Jets. Like, they always stay in the fight, but they always find a way to lose games, and that's kind of frustrating. You're the Jets fan. You're the Jets. Yes, your defense did get beat up once again. Looks like it looked like the Dolphins got whatever they wanted offensively, and that's kind of took a huge hit on your grade. And then, but I give credit to the offense. You know, the offense, they were able to move the ball down the field. Aaron Rodgers had an effective night, throwing over 300 yards. Devontae Adams, he also had a good night in this one. So I can blame him a little bit, but I'm not going to blame him completely. I think they looked pretty good offensively. They just couldn't hold the ground or just couldn't get enough stops defensively. So they're going to get a B tier for me. Same thing with the Dolphins. They're going to get a B tier as well. Tua has been absolutely terrific these last couple of weeks. And Juju, the tight end Johnson, Juju Johnson, he's been. I might have pronounced his name wrong. If I did, I'm sorry, but he's been absolutely fantastic. Them two has been absolutely fantastic down the couple of stretch. And their defense definitely wasn't the best. They did enough to get the job done, though. Their defense can make more adjustments. Overall, I think they missed a couple tackles. They forced a couple turnovers. Definitely didn't. I don't think they forced any turnovers on the Jets, but yeah, the defense, it wasn't that great, but it did just enough to win. And then more importantly, the Dolphins, like I said, situational football said they need the Dolphins to win, because the Dolphins, even though the playoff chances are not that great, they still have a slim shot. So we'll see how it goes from here. But yeah, that was a big time win for the Dolphins, getting the job done here in overtime. I think the Dolphins did win the coin toss in this matchup, which kind of gave them a slight advantage here. So both teams are going to get B's from me. Overall, not a bad performance from either team, but yeah, just a pretty Jets losing the timeouts, and defense getting beat up once again for the Jets was kind of the difference in this one. But overall, this was a pretty entertaining game for the most part, and so I can't even be mad about it. Next we got the Falcons losing to Minnesota and kind of the snap pounding here, 42-21. If you watched this game felt like an ass kicking in the second half. It did felt pretty close in the first half. It felt like, oh my god, this is a competitive game in the first half. But the second half, which is a complete Minnesota domination here, Minnesota completely beat the shit out of Atlanta in the second half, offensively and defensively. So let's take a look at here. Atlanta, Kirk Cousins has not been playing good at all. Kirk Cousins has literally been throwing 8 interceptions without throwing one singular touchdown. Like, Kirk Cousins has been not good these last 2 weeks, and I think that's pretty simple to say. And yeah, like I said, the turnovers came back to bite him. Every single time Kirk Cousins turned over the football, or the Falcons did, the Vikings took advantage of the Falcons' turnovers. So that was something that very cost Atlanta to win this one. And yeah, the defense got willed to bounce out a couple of good moments. Atlanta's defense in general, like I said, when any given night you get 42 points, you would think you would have got whooped. But this defense had a couple of good moments. They stopped Minnesota. They did force Minnesota to a couple of turnovers. So they had good moments. They just couldn't really execute down the stretch. So I'm gonna give Atlanta a D tier for that. Their Bear almost an F tier, but they scored 21 points. I'll give them a D. Minnesota, for the most part, dominating part, gets an A tier. Completely shellacked the Falcons here in the second half. Their offense went in a complete explosion in this game. Love what I saw from the Vikings offense. Their offense looks really good. I like Justin Jefferson. As you see at the bottom row, Addison and Justin Jefferson beating up the Falcons defense, combining for 5 touchdowns. Yeah, Sam Darnold's been balling off and delivering to these guys. 5 touchdowns combined for both of them. That's a little insane. So I had to put that out there. And yeah, the offense was able to capitalize off of every single Atlanta turnover forced by the defense. Minnesota's defense was kind of shaky in the first half, but it was dominant in the second half. They couldn't really get anything going. So I think if the Vikings defense played dominant the whole time, I would give them an S tier, but I'm gonna give them an A tier for that. It was still a pretty good dominant performance out of Minnesota. But yeah, Minnesota got the job done here at home. Really took care of business in this one. So that was a pretty good overall game for Minnesota. Let's see if they can take advantage of that next week. We'll see. It's going to be a tough one. But make sure you guys go check out who we picked tonight in our NBA weekly pick shows. Our NFL weekly pick shows. It's going to be a lot of fun. So yeah, D and A for that game. Saints Giants. This game was just messy, man. It was just absolutely messy. 14-11. Kind of a weird score here. This game was absolutely dumpster fire. This game was not entertaining at all. I ended up getting the Saints a D tier, even though they did win the game. They just didn't really look right in this game. Special teams, the special teams for the Saints, they made the game-winning plays down the stretch. Every single time you would have thought the Saints will lose. No, here comes the special teams. The special teams will make that play for them to win the game. So that's pretty cool to see. I was kind of disappointed in the Saints offense in this one. I just couldn't think they really got anything going at all. It was kind of disappointing because, playing against a team like the Giants, you would think you would get something going offensively. Knowing that you don't have your players or not, you still have the tools to get the ball down the field a little bit, and that's just the Saints didn't do that. So that was pretty disappointing to watch. And then Derek Carr getting injured again. Yeah, that's just very unfortunate for the Niners. I mean, that's unfortunate for the Saints. It just kind of sucks for them that they have to be in this situation right now with watching that injury and then watching every other injury. It completely sucks. So I'll give him a D. Like I said, not the best performance from the Saints. Oh no, not a best performance of the season. No, not even close. But yeah, they're gonna get a D tier for me. They almost lost to the Giants. Have to kind of the punishment for that. But speaking of the Giants here, they're gonna get an F tier for me. I mean, yes, I did put it here in the top part. I did give them a little bit of credit. Their defense did everything they could to win the game. And that's true. But their offense looked horrible. I mean, when I mean horrible. They looked absolutely horrendous on offense during this game, and they took way too long to show up. They when they scored the touchdown, it came in like very late in the fourth quarter. So, like I said, if you want to beat teams in the NFL, your offense has to show up at a much quicker. They had to perform at a much quicker pace than what you did last game. So offense took a little bit too long. I think that cost them. And then the Giants, they just might be the worst team in football. I mean, let's be completely honest with you. They can't beat anybody. This team still hasn't won a home game this year. So the only team that hasn't won a home game this year. So that's just probably where we're at right now with the Giants. But overall, a pretty messy game here. But the Saints barely edged it out. Panthers, Eagles. The Eagles ended up winning this game in the kind of I don't know how to describe it. You want to say convincingly? I don't know, but the Eagles, they walked away with the win here. It's 22-16. Not the best performance here at Philadelphia. Actually, I want to start with them for this one. Now the Eagles did have some moments of struggle here in this offense. AJ Brown, he couldn't really get going in this game, and that was pretty disappointing. But the Eagles really relied on the running game. We didn't really see Jalen Hurts pass the ball a lot. I think he threw under 180 in this game, and if you're an Eagles fan, that's pretty disappointing here. But even though your offense didn't have the best night, your defense still came up. Your defense came up clutch. And it continues to look dominant over the course of the season. Ladies and gentlemen, the Philadelphia Eagles might be the best defensive team in football. It's either that or the Steelers, which is going to be very fun to see who we pick out of the Eagles and Steelers for tonight's show. So make sure to check it out. That's going to be two really good defensive teams going at it. So very curious where everybody picks there. But yeah, their defense came out clutch for the Eagles, and they that's what they really relied on. The Eagles relied on the defense and the rushing game, and then Saquon Barkley with another big game. Saquon Barkley, if he continues to have this many big games, who knows? He might be in the MVP conversation. As a matter of fact, I think he is in the MVP conversation. So Eagles B tier. I can't move them up to A or nothing because they were pretty sloppy for majority of this game, but they're gonna get a B tier for me because the running game was effective and the defense was very effective. So I would give them a B. Panther deserve a B as well. Only scoring 16 points. I thought they played pretty darn well. And if you can make an argument that the Panthers probably even should have won this game. So yeah, the team was able to go toe to toe with their Super Bowl contender. Like I was able to go with the Panthers and say that the Eagles are a Super Bowl team. So if they keep this game close, then maybe we're talking about something here. And they were successfully able to do it. So that was a good thing to see there from Carolina. They're starting to become more of a respectable opponent. Going down So I talked about this earlier. I think I talked about this in the pick show. The Panthers, they're starting to become more competitive. Like I know this team is a losing team, and all the record shows them they're not good. But this team, if you're a playoff team, playing this team down the stretch, they could make you nervous a little bit. So give respect to the Panthers where it's due. They've been able to hang around with some games as Let's Rick and Reese, and then Bryce Young. He looks like ever since the beginning of the season he's looked pretty sluggish, and then now he's really starting to pick it up. He's starting to feel more comfortable. So yeah, that's great to see out Bryce Young. Him starting to look a lot better and better throughout the weeks go. It's very great to see that. So yeah, both teams are gonna get a B tier for me. I was thinking about Panthers. Giving the Panthers a higher grade here than the Eagles, 'cause I think they deserved it. But okay with the same grade. Both teams get a B in this one. This one was this game was very close. It shouldn't have been close. A lot of people would say, but it got close. But at the end of the day, the Eagles closed it out. All right, Cleveland, Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh kind of felt like they dominated this one from start to finish. They won this game 27-14. Just with the Browns. I mean, the Browns are a mess. Okay, it does not matter what it says. Okay, the Browns, they are a hot mess this year. They just couldn't get anything going on the offensive side, or if you want to make an argument, you can say on either side of the ball. The Browns offense really struggled in this game. We just couldn't get anything going in this one. That was pretty disappointing. The defense took a huge hit back from last time these two teams played in Cleveland. Took a huge whip back. I know I put whiff there twice. That's because I was trying to hurry up and get this thing out. So you guys see any errors, so I do apologize about that. And then this team just continues to be inconsistent all around, defensively, offensively. This team just continues to struggle and 9-in-9-out basis. So continues to struggle there. The Steelers, so the Browns are going to get a D tier for me. Not a great performance from this one. Steelers are going to get an A tier for me. I thought they played really well majority of the time. I thought they looked very effective on both sides of the ball. Their defense played a lot better because the Browns' offense. Because last time these two teams played, the Steelers didn't really play their best brand of offense or defense, and they really showed that in this game, especially at home, which we all kind of expected to do. So the offense adjusted in the second half. The Steelers' offense was kind of. It was okay, but it was a little slow in the first half. So great to see them pick it up in the second half. And then the Steelers did a really good job of taking advantage of Browns' turnovers and missed field goals. The Browns did miss, I think, 2 field goals in this game, and every single time the Steelers took advantage of that, they converted that into points. So that was pretty good to see there from the Steelers. They're going to get an A tier for me this week, and their defense completely dominating the one as well. So yes, A tier for the Steelers, pretty good. Another great performance there, the Pittsburgh Steelers. Browns going to get a D tier, and it just felt like the Browns was out of here early, if you guys know what I mean. All right, next up, Vegas Raiders and Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The Buccaneers won this game 28-13, and if you look at that score, you might think it was a blowout, but it did not really feel like a blowout. So let's talk about Tampa Bay first. Got more things to say about them than Vegas. Tampa Bay, like I said, wasn't the best performance out of Tampa Bay. They did look a little bit suspicious in the second half, but they were still able to get it done and take the division lead. So that was pretty huge for them. They get the job done. Watching the Falcons lose to the Vikings, which means they got the division lead now. But the Buccaneers, they have to continue to win games because Atlanta has a tiebreaker over them, and that can be very crucial coming down the stretch. So Tampa Bay, they has to continue to win some games here. They cooled off after a great start. I should have said offensively. I probably should have finished that. They were cruising in the first half. They were cruising at the beginning of the game on offense, and then ever since then, the Vegas defense stepped up, and they couldn't. They still scored some points and stuff, but they couldn't really get going as much as they would. They had to do a couple punts or something to really get going there. So give credit to the Vegas defense there. The Buccaneers that cooled off. That was a slow start, and then the rushing game was very effective in this game. Bucky Irving. White, them two were very effective on the ground, so that was pretty good to see, and I had to mention that. So the rushing game was very effective for the Bucs there. Overall, they get a B tier performance for me. If they would have continued their hot streak, they probably would have gotten S tier because that game was looking like a blowout, but the Raiders made it somewhat interesting, so I'll give it a B. I'll have to punish the Buccaneers a little bit for that, but at the end of the day, they're gonna get a B tier. Still not a bad performance at all for the Bucs. Raiders gonna get a C tier for me, and only scoring 13 points, you might think that's like a D tier, but this defense really stepped up in the second half, and that's kind of what made this game a little bit interesting. So I'll give Vegas a lot of credit for that. They forced a couple of turnovers on Baker Mayfield, so that was pretty entertaining to see if you're the Raiders defense. I'll give you guys at least a C tier. They were not, but their offense was a huge issue. Every single time they went down the red zone, they were not able to score touchdowns, and they settled for field goals. If you do that, you're not going to beat the good teams. It's just that plain and simple. So that's just what Vegas has to be more capable of doing. They have to go out there and they have to score touchdowns because you just can't settle for field goals against good teams. If you do that, you're going to lose. They had plenty of chances to run away with this game as well. They had a lot of defensive stops, and that kind of came down to my first point. Not sending touchdowns instead of for field goals. That was pretty disappointing. Like I said, they had plenty of chances to run away with this game, and they didn't. And then the defense, I already talked about it. The defense stepped up after getting dominated at first. So that was pretty good to see, to watch. But overall, Raiders, ugly start, great finish. So I'll give you guys a C tier. Buccaneers a little bit sloppy, but they're able to get the job done here. So I'll give you guys a B. So yeah, there you guys have it for that. Buccaneers win this one 28-13. Bucks B tier, Raiders C tier. Alright, next up we got the Seahawks taking on against the Arizona Cardinals. The Seahawks ended up winning this one in defensive war for the Seahawks 30-18. This game was pretty disappointing for Arizona, and I'm going to talk about them because I have more things to say about them. It was a pretty disappointing day for Arizona. Kyler Murray did not play well in this game. Let's be completely honest. He threw 2 picks. Those 2 picks caused turnovers. So Kyler Murray, he's gonna have to play a little bit better if they're gonna win. The offense was able not to recover from turnovers. I mean, Arizona had like 3 turnovers in this game, and every single time Arizona turned over the football, the Seahawks scored. So, with turnovers, you're not going to be... I know it's hard to capitalize on turnovers itself, but when you turn over the ball like this, it gets really hard to recover from that. So, in the defense got beat up on the rushing game. I was pretty disappointed overall about this Arizona's defense. I thought they were going to play a lot better than that, but they ended up not doing that. So, their defense got beat up on the rushing attack. I should have said everything because it got dominated everywhere, but especially the rushing attack. So that was pretty disappointing. They get a C tier for me though because they did start off strong. They just couldn't really exit out. The Seahawks, they're gonna get an A tier for me. Their defense was completely dominant for a majority of this game. Like I said, forcing Kyler Murray a whole bunch of turnovers. Defense was fantastic. Big game for Zach Bonnett. Yeah, that was a huge game for him. That really felt good in his confidence. And in the offense, they capitalized off of the defense forcing turnovers. I mean, that's just what it was. Every single time the Cardinals turned over the football, the Seattle Seahawks were like, oh, thank you, we're just gonna go the other way. So yeah, that was a pretty good performance there from Seattle. Just overall, especially defensively, of them playing really good as well. So there you have it, AC for this game. I thought Cardinals could have played a lot better. Cardinals really needed this win and they couldn't get it, which was pretty disappointing. But yeah, Cardinals walk away with the L here in the game. Like I said, they really needed it. So we're good win here by Seattle on the road. Alright, next up, Bills and the Rams. The Bills ended up winning this. The Rams ended up winning this game and probably the game of the year here. 42-44. This was the best game of the season. If you're asking me, this was the best game of the year, and it honestly was. Just look at the fireworks. What we have to explain about these two teams offensively. Both of these two teams put up an offensive showcase in this one. Like I said, when the score is 44-42, you like both offenses are really good. I'm gonna talk about the Bills here real quick because I'm gonna talk about my Rams here in just a minute. But like I said, I give credit to the Bills. Josh Allen's 6 touchdown performance was very special from them. But at the same time, we all expected this from Josh Allen. We expected him to have a pretty good performance. This one, 6 touchdowns. He was absolutely fantastic. So give the Bills a lot of credit. I think the Bills are still a phenomenal football team. So yeah, Josh Allen's 6 touchdown performance was really crucial for them. So he's probably my MVP vote right now in the league. So yeah, Josh Allen was spectacular. Defense. Let's talk about the Bills' defense. The Bills' defense got whooped in this game. They got absolutely whooped. They got killed by the Rams' offense, and they could not answer. They cannot answer Kyren Williams. They cannot answer Puka Nacua, and they cannot answer Cooper Kupp. That's an issue. If you're the Bills going right now in playoff time, that's an issue. You have to clean that up, and then you may have and like I said, you may have lost contention with the number 1 seed. With the Chiefs winning, that's gonna make your odds very. That's gonna throw a gun punch at you for your chances to get the number 1 seed in the AFC. Because yes, you do have the tiebreaker over the Chiefs, but now the Chiefs have the 2-game lead over you, and now the Chiefs can afford a loss. So that was a huge one there for the Bills to drop that game. So that was pretty big there. Anyway, my Los Angeles Rams play well in this one as well. I can't think we kind of have the same problem as the Bills, but so overall, let's take a look at the Rams here. Best offensive performance of the season. I think that's clear. But this is one of the best offensive performances I think I've ever seen since being a fan of this team. So yeah, I think the offense was absolutely spectacular in this one. Puka Nacua is a special talent. He's a special talent. He's an absolute stud. He makes plays that no receiver can really make. So Puka Nacua was great in this game. And then the defense got whooped too, but made some more plays in Buffalo. They had the blocked field goal return for a touchdown. So I thought the Rams played got more stops and was able to make more plays than the Bills defense, and I thought that was the game right there, because I was like, which defense can make more stops and which defense can make more plays, and that was the Rams. So that's why I kind of had the feeling that's why the Rams won this game. But this game was absolutely fantastic. Like I said, game of the year. In my opinion, so both teams are gonna get 8 tiers from me. Only minus the deduction because of both teams' defenses, but yeah, overall this game was a great game. Both teams getting A's. Bears in San Francisco. This one is going to be very simple, very plain and simple. If you're asking me, for the Bears, there's just nothing to look at here. Like, the offense is disgusting. Offensive line was terrible because Kevin Williams got sacked like 6 or 7 times, and yeah, this was just a complete embarrassment here from the Chicago Bears. They were literally not competitive in this game at all. So that's very shocking to see. This game was just sad from a Bears perspective. So there's really nothing to look at over there. San Francisco, despite losing their top 2 running backs, they played really well. They dominated this game. I'm surprised the Bears didn't really take advantage of the injuries that San Francisco had, but that's what kind of makes this performance even more embarrassing for the Bears. Like, they were missing Christian McCaffrey and Jordan Mason, and you still got your ass whooped. So that was a pretty concern there for the Bears. But yeah, the Niners, they play well. They play well without losing their top 2 running backs. That's pretty impressive. So, and their defense, let's give credit to their defense. Their defense bounced back in a big way in this one. Their defense was getting absolutely dominated in recent weeks, but they did a really good job of finding a way to bounce back, get back in the game defensively. Let's see if they can do that this week as the Rams. Like I said, it's going to be very interesting who we pick in our weekly pick show that's going to be coming out tonight. But yeah, San Francisco, they played really well. They bounced back in a big way. And then, yeah, just like I said, I mentioned, just a much needed domination performance. The Niners definitely needed that one for sure. Brock Purdy played well. George Kittle played really well as well. And that's just what I thought the Niners really needed. So good win there by the Niners. They S tier, F tier. I think that one's pretty simple. Chargers, Kansas City. Both teams are going to get C tiers for me. The Chiefs ended up winning this one 19-17. Pretty frustrating here for Chargers fans. This was the game that they needed to win. They're kind of staying around with the division. They just couldn't win it. On Sunday Night Football, like I said, yes, pretty not really a good performance overall from the Chargers, either from the Chiefs. Like you say, same thing. That's why I gave both teams C tiers in this one. I just didn't really feel it in this game at all. So let's talk about the Chargers first. Their defense was this was another great defensive performance by the Chargers. It was another good one, but they fell a little bit short. The offense took a little while to get going, and when you're playing against the Chiefs, you're going to need your offense to be active the whole game, because if not, you have a good chance of losing. And the Chargers offense didn't really come to play until the second half. So if you do that, you're not really going to beat the Chiefs. And then just the mistakes by the Chargers, just mistakes in the clutch they had in this game really cost them, really backfired on them. So overall, not really a bad performance here for the Chargers. They just could have done a little bit things better. So we're gonna give them a C tier. Chiefs are gonna get a C tier as well. I didn't really see anything from the Chiefs to be like, oh my god, the Chiefs. No. The Chiefs have not really been playing good all season long. But like I said, the Chiefs, they remind me of the Miami Heat. They don't get two shits about the regular season, but until they get back into the playoffs, they do. The Chiefs, I mean, even though I hate them, and we master lock them, and then when the master lock on the night, it's coming up real quick. They always find different ways to win. It does not matter how they do it; they always get it done. So that's really good to see how Kansas City defense slowed down after a great start. The Kansas City's defense was absolutely spectacular in the first half. They just kind of slowed down. The Chargers were in the lead at some point. I think it was like a 17-0 run, where I think the Chargers scored all the points. So they kind of slowed down a little bit. And then they made plays in the clutch like they always do as the Kansas City Chiefs. They made plays in the clutch to pull it out. So both teams are gonna get C tiers here for me. I can see this one going either way. This was a great game in general, but C tiers for both teams. I don't mind that. This was a pretty competitive game overall, pretty defensive game here. But at the end of the day, the Chiefs barely hanged on and got the job done here at home. Alright, last but not least, we got a new Monday Night Football, and then we'll get to the awards here. We have Cincinnati barely edging out Dallas 27-20. Let's take a look at the Bengals here real quick. Actually, no, let's take a look at... I'm going to talk... We're going to have more things to say about Dallas. So, the Bengals, that was a complete offensive showcase. The Bengals offense was very good, very effective in this game. Love the way how they moved the ball down the field. That was pretty good to see. Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase was fantastic in this one. And the defense. How about the Bengals defense? We don't really mention their defense. I think we have to mention them from this one. Their defense was not bad. The Bengals defense was. They was not bad. They were actually pretty decent from once. And then Joe Burrow was absolutely on fire. He was just slinging the ball left and right. Really good to see here from Joe Burrow. Now, I know he's dealing with some injuries right now, and we'll see if that cost him a little bit. But Joe Burrow, he was absolutely fantastic on Monday Night Football, and that's pretty good to see how the Bengals, even though they still have a chance in the playoffs, I don't think it's dead, but it's damn near impossible. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. Dallas was in the position to win this football game the whole game. The win was sitting right there for the Dallas Cowboys, and they threw it away. So that had to be pretty frustrating. I think Dallas had a great chance of winning this game, but in the special teams mistake cost them the game. Remember at the end of the game, the Cowboys blocked the punt. They blocked the punt and let the Bengals recover it. That's when you do that, you're most likely losing. So special teams is the reason to blame for that one. And in the offense actually had a decent night for the Cowboys. They were actually good. They were actually able to move the ball down the field and score. And I wasn't shocked about that because the Bengals, they give up points. Their defense is atrocious in my opinion. But this week their defense was pretty well. The Cowboys offense, I thought they played an alright game. Like they didn't play bad, and they just couldn't get the job done here. So this is the frustrating thing on Dallas. Like Dallas, they played well enough to win this game. It's just turnovers and not executing well on the special teams part that just kind of came back to you guys and lost this game. So that's just my kind of reasoning for that. Anyway, the Bengals end up winning this one 27-20. I'm going to give both teams B tiers in this one. There's a pretty game that you could look at both sides and just say that both teams performed kind of evenly in this one. So give both teams B tiers on this one. But yeah, that was a pretty entertaining Monday Night Football game. Alright, let's go ahead and get into the awards, and then we'll go ahead and get out of here. So yeah, like I said, starting off with the Superstar of the Night, or the Superstar of the Week at every position. We do this every single week as well. This is the part of the live reaction show. So quarterbacks, we went with Josh Allen. I mean, come on, 6 touchdown performance. I think that was pretty obvious. Zach Charbonnet, I thought he was really good as well. Get Superstar of the Week for me on the running back position. He was absolutely spectacular in this one. Ran all over Arizona. I thought he was great. Wide receiver, I ended up going Puka Nacua. You could go Jamar Chase in this one as well. I think it came down to either of them two. But I'm going to give some credit to Puka Nacua. I know I put Jamar Chase and Superstar a lot of times. I don't really put Puka Nacua up in here, so I want to give a different man some credit. So I'll go Puka Nacua for Superstar. George Kittle is going to get a Superstar for tight ends. I think that one was pretty obvious. If I'm being honest, because I don't think really tight end really put up a better performance than he did. Andreas Carlson is going to get the Superstar of the Week, the kickers. When they needed him, they got him. They kicked him. He did his job. So he's getting a superstar. And then the defense, we're going with the Niners for absolutely slacking the Bears offense. Just couldn't do a damn thing out there. So we're gonna give credit to the Niners defense to get the superstar of the week. Alright, so now here we go. Let's go to the star in your role. So when you start in your role, look at the players that basically kind of had that next step superstar performance. So Jaden Daniels for the Commanders. Actually, no, I forgot to change the quarterback. Sorry about that. But I was gonna go with Matthew Stafford for quarterback. So remind me that's Matthew Stafford quarterbacks starting your role. Rashad White, I really liked his performance this past weekend. I thought he played really well against the Raiders, and I thought his effective game kind of led the Bucs to a win. So I think he's starting to roll. Jamar Chase, like I said, if I didn't give him superstar, I have to give him something. So he's gonna get starting to roll. David Njoku, he was very needed for the Browns. If he didn't have that Browns performance, they probably would have got blown out even worse. It probably would have been like 31-3, something like that. But David Njoku had a great performance, so he's going to get the starting role. Matthew Wright, kicker, very, very crucial. Needed him. Got the job done. And then we're going to go with the Steelers here for the defense starting role type of team. So that is this week's starting role. And remember, the quarterback is Matthew Stafford, by the way. All right, and now we have to get here to the match log. Like so, we take a look at every single thing. We're going to match log everything from every game. So this will be the last part of the show, and then we'll get out of here. So, match log tonight, you guys knew it, Chiefs, Taylor Swift. We already know they get match logged every single week because it would be illegal to do a show without them getting match logged. So, Chiefs, Taylor Swift get match logged every single show. So like I said, we match logged everything from every single game. Dan Campbell's aggressiveness, I thought that almost cost the Lions, and I thought that was pretty annoying there. So, like I say, I know this man's aggressive, but I don't think it needs to be that aggressive. So I decided to match log that. Bills' defense is certainly match logged. Just got completely shitted on by the Rams' offense, which is pretty concerning right now. So. I think that's a fair match log. Saints injuries, I think that's a fair match log. You know, with the injuries you're already dealing with, and you already lost Derek Carr, so that's never a good look. Browns offense was absolutely horrific in this game, especially coming off the last performance against the Steelers. It was pretty bad, so I decided to match log that. Kirk Cousins interceptions. I mean, that was absolutely annoying for Falcons fans. He was just throwing interceptions left and right. That was not good. That was not fun to watch. So Kirk Cousins interceptions gonna get matched a lot. Bucks sloppiness after a hot start. Like I said, the Bucks, they were off to a pretty good start after this one, but they couldn't get it together. I think that gets matched a lot. The Eagles keeping the game close against the Panthers. I mean, I was not really expecting that game to be close anyway, so I think that's a fair match luck. We're gonna match out the whole game, the Jaguars Titans game, the sloppiness, the offense, the defense. We're match locking everything. Jets defense is gonna get matched a lot because the Jets defense was really supposed to be good going into the year, and then they kind of struggled. So Cardinals turnovers, it's gonna get matched a lot from that game, especially like up in the air. Kyler Murray throwing interceptions, fumbling the football. Cardinals, like I said, every single time the Cardinals turned over the football, that meant the Seahawks, they took advantage of it. So Cardinals turnovers are going to get matched a lot. We're going to match out the Bears, the whole team, the Chicago Bears, the whole team deserves to be matched out after that complete embarrassment. The Chiefs winning game field goal on Sunday Night Football, that was the most annoying shit ever, so we're going to match like that. Literally hit the top of the crossbar and then find its way in, so that was annoying. And then Cowboys' mistake on special teams was pretty annoying as well. I think that's a fair match lot to have. If that didn't happen, I honestly thought the Cowboys would have won the game. So also for my fantasy, they lost by 1 point because of that. But yeah, that was pretty annoying. So Cowboys' mistake on special teams is gonna get match lots as well. All right, guys. A lot of chit chat in there, but that's gonna do it for this NFL live reaction show. If you guys do like the way how we're starting doing these live reaction shows, I appreciate it. I appreciate the support. Make sure to hit that like, subscribe, and make sure to join the Discord. Make sure you guys let me like I said, make sure you guys let me know in the comments below if you guys want me to continue to do the NFL live reaction shows this way. I do plan to do it this way. It'll be easier for myself, and that way I don't have to switch around a whole bunch of screens. But I do appreciate y'all support. Make sure you guys come check out our NFL weekly pick show that's gonna be coming up tonight. And yeah, we'll see you guys next one. This is BabyStarNation.com. Peace out. Stay safe. See you on the next one. Peace out. I gotta go to work. We'll see you next time.